So you're facing an existential situation where, okay, Waita is not a politician, granted, I accept Mea culpa, guilty as charged. But I am a public servant. I do have extensive administrative capability. I am good with resources. I know where the bodies are buried. I understand how revenue is generated. I understand how revenue is apportioned. I understand how to plan and execute development quite effectively. And what I would like to offer is I have offered myself for this job, and I don't know how else to put it. There is maybe a Bible reference would be appropriate. There is in the book of Jeremiah, 51 verse 20, where the Babylonians were wreaking havoc over the land of the Hebrews. And for centuries, they had completely destroyed the ethical boundaries. They had completely destroyed, they had brought an evil on the land that was threatening God's people. And Jeremiah, you know, being a reluctant prophet, and being a prophet who was shunned in his own time, struggled to get this message out. And one day, when his king, who had been collaborating with the Babylonians, died, and his son took over, Jeremiah gave him a prophecy and said, "You are my weapon of war. You are my battle axe. With you I will destroy nations. I will destroy kingdoms." And what he meant was this. This evil that had been brought by the Babylonians, this complete breakdown in social order and ethical boundaries, it would be destroyed because God would use one of his own to do that. How many of you are ready to volunteer to step into this job and be insulted daily, have your parentage questioned, have your ethnic credentials challenged, be told you are not Kamba enough to be standing in Ukambani? It's not an easy thing. But even with the polls that these guys are cooking, we are eating them every day. And when we go to the ground, the women in the village tell me, "Waita, we don't care how broken your cucumber is. What we want is somebody who can fix this market. And you look like the guy who can do the job." So I want to present myself to you as the guy who is ready to continue being insulted on your behalf, but who will bring order and a quality of life that you will all appreciate. Order in our roads, order in our public resources, order in the way that we do business, so that when you go home at night, you can be confident that when you open your window, there'll be no smoke coming through. The guy who owns the factory, we will talk with them and tell them, you have all these hours to operate. You have all these rules to comply with. I want you to do business. By any means, I want you to employ as many people as possible, but you will not kill them in the process. And that all it means is we must enforce the law as it is. And to enforce the law means I pay council workers enough to walk away from that 3,000 bob and allow us to collect the 45 million. So that when we get the 45 million, we can start reticulating water. We can start telling the guy who has done an 800-meter deep borehole that this is not good for the aquifer. We want you to stop and shut down this borehole, but we will give you water and a guarantee that every day you'll have fresh, clean water for all your residents. We want the guys who have got 900 people living in one property to be able to discharge effluents into a sewer line that goes right until at the river to the treatment plant. Right now, I don't know how many of you know, from the industries from 𝗪𝗶 going down, the pipe is broken. And it was broken by officials of the county. And it was broken by officials of the county because the businessmen from 𝗪𝗶 came together, built themselves a sewer line because they were tired of waiting for the county government, and took it all the way to the treatment plant. Then they were given an invoice by the county for the work that they removed their own money to do, that they need to pay for. So when they said, hey, we've spent over 300 million shillings extending this sewer line, why do you want us to pay the county and you didn't contribute a cent? What did the county do? They brought a tinga and cracked the thing. So where is all that effluence going? Into the river. Now, who drinks this water in the river? The women's group in Matungulu, Cheleni, who are planting bogas for you to eat from Naivas. I don't know if we are connecting the dots. We have a serious problem. Thankfully, it has solutions, but those solutions need the goodwill of the residents. I would like to get all your votes, like 99% of them. But I also want to be able to commit to you that I will work for you and I will do what you need done for you to live the quality of life that you, yourself, and your families want to live. That's the only promise I can make. Anything else will be a sales pitch that will be hollow. I will work for you. I will do what needs to be done. The alternative for me is unthinkable. Like many of you, I'm an investor in this county. I have pooled my savings. And out of many of you, I'm probably one of the few who is jobless and job hunting. So I'm currently jobless. So if I don't win the election, I'll be going to Pastor Yvette to ask her to help me to sort out my applications. But I just want you to know I've put my heart and soul into this campaign. And I'm doing so because I believe that there are people in this country who can do the right thing for the right reasons. And I am one of those people.